Here, you want a drink?
Here. Here. No, here. Kelly, I meant this. So, here, get a drink. There you go.
A little frozen, eh? What do you smell? Squirrel? Hi everybody, thanks for watching that video. Well, I would call that one a failure. I was an apprentice sheet metal worker in my 20s, and I got the opportunity to work on a couple of interesting jobs doing copper and lead work. So I did learn how to do some copper forming, even like this, but more than anything I got to watch my dad and some of the other journeymen do some hammered copper. Especially my dad used to play around with copper at home, making some like log holders and stuff out of hammered copper. What I didn't remember is that when you're hammering it, it goes into sort of an oval shape, so more like a basket. Not even like a basket. I don't even know how to explain that. Anyway, so the four sides don't come up, where all the way around comes up into a sort of a cup. Well, that's great if that's what you're looking for, but with the sink you need to have all four sides come up. So that was really challenging to get this piece of copper into that shape, especially because it's not soft copper, it's just regular copper. But anyway, I'm kind of happy with the way it turned out. The problem is that I couldn't get it to sit really flush here, and then I ended up thinking I was going to mount it from underneath. And then when I cut the hole out and put this underneath, the hole was too big, and it shows the edges of this flange and all these cuts. Not only doesn't look good, but it also would be not watertight because water would go down. So I'm gonna have to mount it on top of the counter, and then I think what I'll probably do before I do that is take a strip of that copper and solder it all the way around to make a nice neat edge instead of all this ragged stuff, and then I can mount that on top of the countertop. But like I said, I would call that somewhat of a failure, but I'm not worried about it. It was a lot of fun to do. It did take more time than I anticipated, like 3/4 of today. Not sure what time it is, like 3 o'clock, and I probably started at 10 o'clock. So a lot of time on something small like this. But that's the way it goes. I should be actually working on stuff that I need to get done before the snow falls, like the stairs into the sauna and the last of the chinking on the front porch sections, the only part that's not filled with moss, which is only going to take like an hour probably. And then I have all the clay that I've been collecting. I need to put that into these buckets, I think. I'm pretty well done with rainwater for the most part, since it's going to start freezing. So I'll take these buckets, fill them with clay. I'm going to set those aside so that if I need them for projects for like in the winter, I can just bring one bucket in at a time, or as much as I need, and have it thaw out. So when I'm working on these projects, I'm always thinking, is this the best use of my time? And I get a little bit anxious when things like this take longer. And I realize I'm not really in any hurry to get anything done. I'm pretty well ready for this winter, like I've mentioned before. So if it takes longer, it takes longer. Now, the order that I've been doing things in here seems maybe a little bit out of whack, but things have just evolved and changed over time. So, of course, so some people are saying I should have built the sauna first, so that you can kind of sleep in that while you're building the cabin. Well, I never planned on having a bathhouse or a sauna when I started the cabin. I thought this was the only thing I was going to be building here. So all of these projects have sort of been out of sync for that reason. Out of sync. Now the other thing is the workshop, and all of the projects, smaller projects like this, and making that countertop, making the bathroom vanity and all that kind of stuff. Furniture inside. I really didn't want to start on any of that until I had the workshop done, so I could work inside there and do it properly with, you know, proper benches and clamps, and a forge for blacksmithing, a kiln for clay, making clay items and stuff like that. So it's going to be a really fully functional workshop that allows me to make all of these things that I've been making do with around here for 2 years. Even the workhorses are poor quality, the sawhorses, and never bothered to replace them because I thought I'd be working on a workshop by now. So it's just the way it goes, but I think it's important doing this to be adaptable and nimble, and being able to jump on projects as they're needed, and just learning the skills as I go. I mentioned that it's been a long time since I did sheet metal. Never really did hammered copper, and certainly not like this, but never learn it if I don't give it a try. So I'll just keep continuing to try new things here, and just to accept that I'm never going to be not busy. I'm not the type just to slow down. Maybe I will when I'm older. Maybe I'll choose to slow down. But in the meantime, you know, I always thought that I would hit retirement age, or, you know, like everybody, win the lottery or make a whole bunch of money in business or something and be able to retire and do nothing. The reality is, if you're, you know, restless kind of person or ambitious or whatever, you don't sit for very long at all before you get restless and want to do something. So that dream that I used to have of early retirement and not and being able to just relax and have leisure time is not me. It's not something I'm interested in. And if I was able to give my younger self advice, I think it would be, you know, one of the things would be that just accept and appreciate what's going on in my life at that time. So not get so caught up in the future and security and everything, and just enjoy the moment and continue to work hard in that moment. And, you know, things just accumulate. Each day that goes by like this, where I feel like I haven't really accomplished much, they end up adding up and becoming something significant, something productive. So making money when you're younger and thinking you have to put as much away as possible very quickly, you know, working on projects, working on a lifestyle, maybe working towards this lifestyle. It's not one big event. It's a whole bunch of little steps that eventually get you to this point. And, you know, this sauna has taken forever. I actually started it October, I think, last year, so a full year. Hasn't been priority, but just every once in a while I'll pick away at it. And now it's ready. Well, I've been using it, but the full bathhouse will be ready for use, including shower and sink and stuff as well. So just picking away at it a step at a time and not losing focus on the enjoyment of the rest of life and all the other things that I'm doing here. So that seems odd sometimes when I jump around from project to project, and I do get quite a few comments asking, why don't I just start something and finish it? Well, one of the reasons that there's just not one thing that needs to be done and that I can focus on that and not do anything else. I have to do these other things. The other thing is that I tend to like to get things to a point where it's usable but not perfect and not completely finished, and then get that next thing started, and then I can jump back and forth on to whatever I feel like doing that day based on how I feel. So that's part of the reason I just seem to be jumping around a lot. It's just not that important to me to start something and finish it. Speaking of questions and comments, I'm not sure how many people on this channel are aware that I have a second channel, and on that channel I tend to talk a lot more, and they're a lot shorter videos typically, and usually I'm answering somebody's question or just showing some stuff that I do either away from the cabin or maybe it's tools or stuff like that. I try to be more helpful, more informative on that channel. So questions like, you know, how do I do dishes, or I don't know what else has been lately, alternative food sources and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, the link is always in the description of these videos to that other channel, and you can click near the end of this video. I typically have a link to that other channel as well, or you can just look up Sean James on YouTube. There is another Sean James that might pop up, a singer, which is worth listening to as well. But anyway, you'll find me. It's just a picture of my face as the avatar, so it won't be hard to find me. So if you are interested in that, like I said, go check that out. Anyway, I better get back to work. So thank you again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you up here at the cabin next time. So take care.